saw it too. What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tony P Oddcast. This weird and wacky news from around the world. I think we're going around the world today. We are going around the world. And by around the world, I mean, I don't know, occasionally out of the United States. That counts, right? I mean, it's kind of all the world. It's just whatever stories come to me, man. Whatever weird and wacky news stories we have this week, I'm going to cover them. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to clown on them a bit. If you're new here, if you're not new here, if you just haven't done it yet, subscribe in your favorite podcast app, man. There's so many of them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm going to do a Bubba Gump bit here as I name all of the podcast players that you may listen to me on, but I think I'm on all of them. If I'm not, let me know. I'm also on YouTube. I think I do that as well. And then Spotify has videos. There's so much. There is so much. Also, hey, while you're out there checking out those socials, go to Social Clima. That's KLYMA.com. Not only is Greg Clima a friend of mine, he created that awesome theme song. I think he's on tour. I think last I saw from Greg, he's like touring the Northeast. I can't keep up, man. Last time I talked to him, he was saying he has like bands all over. Like, yo, if I go here, I play with these folks. If I'm there, I play with, I'm like, what? That's crazy to me. I'm not a musician. So like just that idea of doing that and having different folks you jam with, I thought it was pretty cool, but that's not what you're here to hear about. You're here to hear some wacky news. So let's get started. Let's go. Let's just do it. Oh, I was on the wrong page. All right, here we go. If you remember last week, I was struggling with, look, there's only 3 stories. There's 3 stories. It's not hard. It's not hard to keep up with. But last week I was struggling. I didn't know how to scroll the 3 pages of the Word document that I'm looking at. This time had the wrong one. I was like, wait, that's always supposed to be last. Should I make a segue for it? What's going on? But here we go. You ready? I think I got it. A downtown business owner is trying a novel way to keep his storefront safe, secure, and clean overnight. I was a little confused when I saw this. I was like, what do you mean, man? Are people hanging out in your store 24/7? Before leaving for the day, NYLA Fresh Thread, that's New York, Los Angeles, Fresh Thread owner Leon Drzewiecki plays Baby Shark. He plays Baby Shark on a speaker outside of his storefront. He started doing that earlier this year. The 1 minute and 20-second song then plays over and over and over until the store opens back up. I don't know how I feel about this, and here's why. As he said, I thought I'd get something that was definitely annoying but wouldn't be too intrusive. But if you're going to spend any time here, it's not something you want to be listening to all night long. So he has if you think of like a store, like on a city front where there's like a little alcove, it was like this in downtown Columbus, Georgia, if that helps you at all. If if you're familiar with the downtown Columbus scene, when you walk into a store, this is very old fashioned. There's like the windows in the front and the doors kind of tucked back. That's what this guy's store looks like. And so Baby Shark only plays in that little space. It was barely audible directly across the street, blending in with the surrounding downtown noise at only 60 decibels, and it's completely unnoticeable at the intersection. Now, here's where it gets a little dicey to me. The move is in response to worsening social disorder in the area. Unfortunately, he says he has a lot of transient and homeless people that not only hang out there, not only find shelter there, which, I was like, man, just let them stay. But apparently they're camping there. They're causing damage. They're leaving behind waste of all sorts. And so they're having to come in the morning and clean up the store, or the storefront at least. So his solution to that, which I guess could be a lot worse, is play Baby Shark at a low level. Now, I wonder if it works. That's the end of the article. I don't know if it works. I think it's a funny idea. Like, hey, homeless people that are listening to this by chance, just put in some earplugs. Like, stick something in your ears and get over it. Like, I feel like if people are having a hard enough time that they got to stay there, the Baby Shark ain't gonna bother them. So I appreciate his attempt, but get some free earplugs and spend the night. All right, the weird and wacky news gets weirder and wackier. Hey, just to be clear, I'm on the side of the homeless people there. Yeah, I think they can easily fix that. I don't think that's gonna scare them away. But anyway, new story: police in Devon. This is some weird English, Scottish, Irish. I don't know, one of them places. Devon by Yorkshire. I made up the second part. It's just Devon. Anyway, the police are asking for help finding a passenger who caused 200 pounds worth of damage. That's money pounds. I don't know. Maybe that's close to $250, I guess, if I had to guess. Looking for this guy. He caused 200 pounds of damage by eating a chunk of his bus seat. The young man was traveling on the bus in Pinton on the, there it is, English Riviera. I know a couple Brits. Feel free to correct me on Devon and Pinton, Yorkshire. Every city to me, by the way, in England ends in Yorkshire Township. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. He was apparently seized by an attack of hunger and boredom and began biting the leather seat. It's not entirely clear whether he swallowed the seat or spit it out, but they got my man on CCTV eating the seat and then drinking a fizzy drink to wash it down. Devon and Cornwall police, they're like getting together. It's such a big case. They got to go to the next jurisdiction over. They chewed over the evidence since the incident, but have drawn a blank. So they released the footage out to the public. They're trying to track him down. Man, I want to live in England. That if somebody chewed, I'm sure there's like 10 people a day that chew the bus seats in the United States, and they don't go looking for these people because we have much bigger problems. The suspect is described as male, in his late teens to early 20s, 5'9", stocky, short dark hair, dark colored t-shirt. All right, so if you see a white dude, average height, young, average build, t-shirt, turn him in to the Devon and Cornwall police departments, respectively. A police spokesman summed up the crime by saying, while traveling between Paignton and Torquay, I swear to God, like, every time I get these, I think it's a joke. Like, these aren't real places. But this isn't a joke. While traveling between Paignton and Torquay on a number 12 bus, a male passenger started chewing the leather seat, and then he continued to pick at it and make further damage. They said the damage is so much, in fact, that they can't even fix it. The seat is just ruined. So keep an eye out for that guy. If you're out and about and you see someone that looks like an average white guy, call Crime Stoppers. True story, true number here at 0800-555-111. In confidence. That means if you call and snitch, they're not going to tell. So, again, young, average white guy, 0800-555-111. Don't let him get away with this. Those bus seats aren't cheap. All right, last one. You know, if this is in the news, we're covering it. If you, it's a new year, it's a new season, we'll call it. Maybe I have some new listeners. So if you're new, I'm telling you now, if you're a seasoned vet of the show, you know this, but I'm reminding you, if there are animals on the loose, running away, being somewhere they shouldn't be, it will be covered on Tony P. Oddcast. And fortunately, this week is no different. The last cow's part of Quebec's runaway herd of Holsteins. I just read a sentence. I don't think any of them were words. The last cows part of Quebec's runaway herd of Holsteins were captured and returned home, said the local Union for Agricultural Producers, known as UPA Mauricie. What? Apparently a bunch of cows ran away in Quebec. The herd of more than 20 dairy cows had been on the run since the middle of last year. It's been like 6 or 7 months. They were spooked by a thunderstorm near St. Barnaby, in case there's any confusion, close to it's French, St. Barnaby, close to Trois-Rivières, Quebec. These cows ran away. Since then, they had been contently grazing wherever they liked and wreaking havoc on farms. But after 6 months of, frustration, the UPA Mauricie led the efforts to capture the cows. They said, we've had enough. Enough is enough. We are going after these cows. Somehow, some way, I have a special set of skills, and I will find these remaining cows. My first reaction was that I was very happy and pleased, but also with a bit of caution, said St. Arnaud, adding that he wants to make sure. I was like, why is he so cautious? What do you think these dairy cows are going to punch you in the face? Shoot you? Why is there caution with the dairy cows? However, here was his issue. He wanted to make sure he didn't miscount the Holsteins. I take it Holsteins is a type of cow. You would think as many cows as I talked about on the show, I would learn something. No. So what this guy did is we asked the group to leave the enclosures up. We thought maybe there would be 2 or 3 more cows in case we had an error in our calculations. So they asked around. This is so stupid. They asked around. Some people said there were 24 cows, while other people said 27. And even more people said possibly 28. Okay. So they were missing over 20. That's all they knew. It was over 20, and they got about 20 back. I guess they're just gonna eat the difference. Like, hey, whatever, man. I don't buy cows. I don't own cows. I'm sure they're expensive, but at some point, I guess 1 or 2, you just whatever. Like someone else can get the milk from the cow, right? Or the cow can just go live its life. I don't know. Is that acceptable? What's the margin of error on collecting cows? I don't know. So they're about 3 or 4 short. I don't know how to read this story. Is that 3 or 4, whatever, we did pretty good? Or oh man, can you believe it? They were missing 3 cows still. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Somebody with more knowledge on cows, which is probably anybody, let me know if that's a good cow recovery, a bad cow recovery. Sure. As we wrap up, don't eat bus seats. Keep a count on your cows. And what was the other story? I don't even remember. I got distracted already. Oh, baby shark. Do.